5:30, 25th of March, and I'll show you this is start off with sprinkle. So talk about a mini flood happening in my backyard. I'll put the light on so you can see it. So what I was just thinking today, I'm gonna have to get the get the gutters clean in preparation for winter, pending winter, because I was doing op shop duty yesterday, and the lady who runs it and I were going, oh, I might as well put the jumpers out. Winter's not far off. Look at this. Oh, it just stopped. That was pouring down before. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that was pouring down. Absolutely pouring down like a waterfall before. So that's interesting that that's not doing that now. That pouring down all the way there. And this is not an impressive video anymore. And it was pouring down like a sheet of waterfall there. It took too long to get the camera out. But you can see that the couch is completely saturated from, I wonder why, you know what might have happened? Maybe the water washed the leaves out, which was blocking it. That was like a torrent, like a waterfall of water coming down there, hitting that couch and hitting that table, right? And all this got wet. Like that's a roof. That's a roof and a roof. And it was just a waterfall of water pouring down like a sheet of water. So I thought, I'm going to get the video and video this. And then it bloody well stopped. But the funny thing is, I was a bit worried about the gyp rock. I've got gyp rock there. And I've got bifolds there. And you can see all the water in here. This is supposed to be a waterproof area. And it's now not. Like this whole section here is completely so. Oh, and now it's stopped. Isn't that amazing? That was like a deluge. That was like a deluge of water. That was heavy rain, hey. It started off as sprinkles and it became super heavy. I unfortunately missed the most impressive part of it to show you on video. But you can see the aftermath of it, like water. Like, I did a big clean up this morning. That's a pile of rubbish I've got to put in a garbage bin from the animals. And this whole backyard I raked this morning. All of it. I gave myself blisters. I'll show it to you. You probably can't see it. I gave myself a blister on all my hands from raking. But I actually raked the whole yard. That's still rubbish that's got to go to the big pile of rubbish that's got to go to the rubbish tip. Yes, that's all this leftover stuff, from, that's miscellaneous stuff there. But all of this all got raked today, all of it. And it was the first thing I did this morning. And it just has changed the energy of the yard. Because there was all this dog poo here. Like there was so much dog poo and bits of ripped up cardboard and whatever. All the way up I even raked all the way up here, all the way up to the gate. So, because what they do, which is great, they poo right on the parameter, but they come back a bit because they didn't know what the parameter was. So I took all that away, pushed it to the edge, and just feng shui. You know when you make a bed and you do the dishes and you wipe down a table and you vacuum a floor. So this area here just looks so nice and fresh with all the dog poo and all the ripped up cardboard and all the other stuff. And then we've got this deluge of rain, which is prepping me for winter. Getting me in winter mode, seeing where all the rivulets are, and but when I first went to do the video, it was actual waterfall of water all around those two roofs that reach each other. So there's something not right about them. I've got to get that looked at. Another thing to do. I've got my bags of cement in the rain, but these are actually good bags of cement. They've got the sand and the gravel. They've got the cement in a separate little parcel inside there, so the cement won't get wet. And you know, the interesting thing is, this morning I was stressing out a bit about my front garden. I've got, there's so much to do. What am I going to focus on? And I came out, I focused on the raking, and I was sweating profusely and had to have a shower. I was that wet with sweat, I had to have a shower. And then I was like, really got to get on to watering, but I'll do that. I'll do some reno work, take the dogs for a walk, and then I'll do some watering. And then it goes, it rains. Whoa, I don't have to water the garden today. But yeah, this is interesting, all this water that came in. It's come in, there's definitely this is definitely supposed to be this is supposed to be the dry area. So, and this is not dry. You should have seen the amount of water pouring down there, and the amount of water pouring down there. Anyways, video is not as impressive as I was hoping it would be. Yeah, that was amazing. That was like a wall of water. Anyways, that was there we go. Garden's watered for today. And there's little Ollie going, oh wait, I know. The cute thing is, I was also going to wrap up, I wrapped up the dogs in blankets and towels. They were cold, and I let them on the couch, and I was going to take a photo of them, but they got off too quick. But it looked really cute, them both sitting there. I had them see. I'll just put the light on so you can actually see. But anyways, I had Alvin and Xena wrapped up in those blankets. And they just looked so cute. Anyways, I'm saturated, I'm wet. I'll get out of these wet clothes. I'll do a bit more renos, but before I this video, I'll just show you what I've been doing today. And so for some of you, it's like, oh, the same old, but plastering's like that. I've done my third coat of plastering along there. My third coat up in there. I've had to rebuild all of that. There was big cracks across there. I've had to build that out. There was a big dent from that bit up. The wall was cracked, and that was in and that was out. So they were different. They weren't level. So I've really leveled out all that plaster up the top there. I've fixed up the corners. That was all out. So that's all looking really good. That's the third coat of plaster on there. You know, I've filled up all of this with plaster nicely. In the up on top here, there was a big gap of about 5 centimeters behind the jarrah. That's been filled out, and then up there, into there, down here, and around, touched up all around there. And what I want to say about, see those marks? It gets to a point with plastering where you have to sand it off. When it's wet and you keep playing with it, you actually ruin it. So it's actually really important to know when to stop and go, I'll just sand those bits off. And then what else I've been doing today is cleaning up. Oh, it's actually cold out here. It's interesting how quickly it gets cold. Turn that fan off. No, I just turned it up high. I want it down, off. I am cold. I'm wet. So basically, paint stripping takes a while as well. So did more. I scraped the paint stripping work I did the other day. I've got to get some more paint stripper, but they'll have to wait for a couple of weeks, I think. I can't afford it this fortnight, but that's a shame. It's just not. It's not. I've got to put petrol on the car. That's more important. And so yeah, I was starting. I scraped as much as I could off, cleaned it all up, cleaning it up, and it's ready for painting. And I'll show you. I'll take you inside. And I'll show you what I did late 2 nights ago. and was going to finish up this afternoon before I took the dogs for their walk, and then I thought, no, I'll take dogs for a walk now rather than later. But the sad thing is, when I took them for a walk, it got rainy. We didn't have, like, if I'd taken them now, it's not rainy, and it's not rainy and thundery, and we would have had more fun. It's funny like that, like timing. So, got the first coat of the window frame paint on. Second coat of the big window frame on. First coat of this burgundy, or this, what do you call it, maroon. Had to do a bit more touching up the plaster, sand the back. Second coat of this. And then I'm about to do the first coat of this panel. Woohoo! And I am very letting the Jarrah go, but these window frames on this side, this window frame here, these window frames are nicely Jarrah, okay? But these window frames, because they caught so much sun, have been fixed up, and the top one there was, one of them was pine, can't remember which one, on that one. And the top two ones in here were pine. So these window frames weren't full Jarrah. So, and I'll show you this beautiful bat. Look at that. Lilac. It's really sad that I was down at the river before, and I unfortunately got there just as can you see the pink rose? I bought that rose with my husband's and our wedding money. I bought heaps of roses with our wedding money, with him with me. We chose all these roses, and I got these rose gardens, these roses in our front garden from our wedding money. They're so beautiful. They're the best wedding present ever. Oh, look at the little birdies up there. I was trying to find the cockatoos, see if I can find them for you. Oh yeah, there they are. Hang on, sorry. I'll see if I can find them. There they are. Can you see them? They're amazing, aren't they? Big hordes of them. That's it for this video. I still will do another YouTube a bit later when I've got warm, when I've done a bit more work on the house. Because it's still a bit more daylight and it's cool. Like, this is not from sweat, this is from rain. And do a bit more painting, and then I'll feed the animals. I'll have a shower, give myself a simple dinner. I'm having issues with my YouTube at the moment, with my actual internet at home. I don't know if it's because of the weather. I don't know why, but tonight would have been the perfect night to watch a movie. But in saying that, I've got DVDs, but I probably won't watch a movie. I'm one of those people, I find it, I will share with you that I used to really enjoy watching movies with my husband, because he really likes watching movies. So that was actually something we used to do together. It was really fun. But I, on my own, don't actually watch movies generally, because I'm too motivated with projects, and, if I'm not doing a project, I don't know, I just find it really hard just to sit there and just to watch a movie. That's why whenever I do it lately, I'm like, good on you, Dee, well done, woo, woo. Because I know it's a good self-loving, relaxing activity. So it's really cool learning how to, I'm actually really loving learning how to just relax, because I never used to just, I always felt like I had to be busy, or I had to be doing a project, or I thought watching TV or just watching a movie, or reading books is different. If it was an educational book, I thought that's a worthwhile venture, but I thought if it's a if it's fiction book, I thought that's a waste of time. If it's a non-fiction educational book, I thought, yep, that's worthy of time. And then I started learning it's okay to read a non-fictional book, and it's okay to watch a movie. But I actually binge, sometimes I find, those series on Netflix and stuff. There you go. Or episodes, and they just roll over to the next one. It's like, 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning. Still, no more. I can't watch anymore. And then it rolls into the next one. Go, okay, you're watching it and go, enough. I need to sleep. And you watch another one, it's like 2 a.m. It's like, okay. And then the battery of the iPad runs out. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. I'm going to sleep. I find those episodes really dangerous. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Anyways, isn't it a shame that I didn't take the dogs down now? They missed out on a run. They had a bit of a run. I drove down there and it started sprinkling as soon as I got down there. And then the thunder picked up and then it rained. We were down there for 5 minutes. Literally 5 minutes, and then we came home. And now it's fine. So, timing. Have to trust in timing. I'm really keen to do a YouTube on trusting divinity, like what it's all about. My poor dogs did not get enough exercise today, that's for sure. But what they got to experience was thunder when we were out and about. Hey, Alvin. Hey, Zena. They got to experience... I'll turn it around. Zena got to experience... Where are you, little Zena Beta? It's thunder. She got to... Don't lick me. Don't lick. Good Lord. She got to experience thunder, and she was really, really, really scared. And Alvin and her and I were able to work it out, and I think it was good for her. I tell you right now, the dogs really smell like wet dog. And these blankets smell like wet dog. You can tell this is an animal house. Anyways, I'll leave the video at that. Anyway, Zena did really well. She was really petrified. She got really, really, really scared with the thunder. And she didn't run. She didn't run. You know how sometimes some dogs run? Well, she didn't run. So I was happy about it. But look at this. They're so full of energy still because they did not get enough exercise. Anyways, oh my gosh, they did not get enough exercise. That's such an annoying situation. Oh well. Anyways, God bless. With the YouTube that I was going to do when I got home, what I was going to do at the river, and when I got home, so the one that I was going to do at the river, that then because it started to rain so heavily, I then decided I would do it later tonight. Maybe this video will suffice for now. Oh, the poor darlings, they're so full of energy. Oh, I'm not going to go back down to the river. No, I'm not going to. Anyways, what I'm going to do is just work it out for myself when I do that. I think, no, guys, I'm not going to do my YouTube a bit later today. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do an extensive one tomorrow. There's a lot that I want to share with what I've been learning from. I was watching all these amazing listening to all these amazing YouTube articles while I was working on the house. And there's more that I want to share, like so much I want to share. But I've got church tomorrow. Desi comes up for church. And then I'm going to, after she leaves, out of my bedroom when you're wet, out. I'm going to shut my door so they don't go on my bed, because they probably would. I know what they're like. See? I can already see that one of them's been on my bed. See this? That's because one of them's jumped on the bed already. Yeah, see this? See that? I make my bed perfect, all right? I make it so nice. So whenever it's like there's wrinkles in it, it's because the dogs have jumped on it. I don't like it when they do that. Anyways, I'll shut the door because they're wet. And anyways, I'll post this video, but this is actually in lieu of the YouTube that I haven't yet done because I didn't do it at the river proper and I haven't done it here proper. So forgive me. I'm just going with the flow right now. I want to keep working on the house. I want to have a relatively early night. Church tomorrow, and I'll do a really good YouTube tomorrow. And we're going to be discussing tomorrow, what we're discussing is actually the ascension process and what the lessons that one takes on to learn. So there's certain people who are God's chosen people to do big work. And when people and they have these big, really intense lives. It's like they fast track everything they need to learn. They fast track 10 lives in one. So some of these people, they have the most extreme, intense lives you could ever imagine, and they keep transcending through each of those different parts of their lives and all the different experiences of their lives. They actually transcend and transmute, and they learn the full gamut of living, and they escalate their frequency, and they actually fast track life. And what they end up doing is they end up becoming someone that in one body has the wisdom of 10 people or even more. It can be hundreds of people, really, because depending on the lessons, and they become much more attuned and aware and just high level, high frequency. The awareness level's really high, the skill sets are really high, the abilities, and these people are often question, why me, because their life seems so difficult, so challenging. But there's actually a reason for it. So we're going to be discussing that tomorrow, and I will actually come up with some biblical, well, I don't want to promise this, but I would actually, with God's grace, finding the right chapters, I'll bring the Bible in and God into the discussion that we're going to be having on this ascension process and stepping up into God's calling. And just be mindful that when we step up into God's calling, right, we actually step up into God's calling and we become part of God's army. When that actually happens, we then become under major protection. We're earth angels, and we become under major protection. So the angels actually, God's angels actually surround us in protection. And so when we step up to do God's work and we step up into our God's calling and we move through those ascension processes and we get to those really high frequencies of how we are intended to be, when we get to that place, the world attacks really ruthlessly. Demonic, narcissistic people have the devil working through them. So all those people with narcissistic traits, which is many, the narcissism is on the rise because devil's trying to, come in. Devil's pretty rife in the worldly world at the moment. So demonic forces and satanical forces and people who allow those forces to work through them, these people will outright go out of their way to destroy anyone who's working in the light or anyone who's doing God's calling. And so these people, the light workers, the angels of God, the people, the God's ambassadors, these people, not only do they have these really difficult circumstances in life that actually help them learn so much about what it's like to be a human, all the different feelings around being a human, like transcend them to be a high frequency human, they also have to deal with scapegoating and being blamed and people trying to thwart them and trying to sabotage them and basically get rid of them, annihilate them. These dark people, right? They go out of their way to annihilate anyone who's within the light, and they usually work in groups because they're too weak to do it on their own. They would never do it on their own. They're far too weak for that. So they do it in groups, and they're really merciless about it, and they use all these tactics that are really like, you think, how could anyone be that cruel? Be mindful, something I've been learning. Anything these people ever try to do to angels, to earth angels, and to the chosen ones, God's chosen ones to be in the army, the frontline army, and the ones that step up to that call, nothing can harm us. Nothing can harm us. So that's why praying is still important. Like when I went down to the river early, I prayed that Zena wouldn't run off with the thunder. I was scared that she might run off. So it's still important to pray and not just to take advantage of just assuming that we're always going to be protected, but at least acknowledge and appreciate the protection. There's more to that. I'm a fledgling with all of this, so I probably use the wrong words often when I talk about God and the ways of bringing God into our lives. But what I do know is I think it's important. I think it's incredibly important to continually pray for what we need, not just assume and expect it's going to be given, even though we are told regularly in the Bible and at church that we're, when we step up as a child of God and we move into that life of being a child of God, well then, we are under God's sovereignty, so we are under God's protection. Please be mindful that when you step under God's calling, and God's got a big calling for you, the protection actually goes even to a next level. So I really want you to let go of any fear that you have of someone getting away with slander or reputation destroying or trying to steal, your abundance or your prosperity or your peace, or trying to take away your health, or trying to destroy your group of friends, or trying to destroy your network with your family, or try and make you go crazy so that you do yourself in, and also isolate you so you're despondent and all that sort of stuff. Just please accept with every element of your being that these people have no power over us. None. Not a skerrick of power. Nothing. Zilch. We are so protected by God's angels. Okay? We are so protected as children of God, as light workers, as earth angels, as ambassadors of God, people with big lives, with big missions, that you know if you're someone that's had a big life, because your life has been intense the whole time. It's never relaxed. There's been so much learning, and most of the learning has been from pain and trauma and anguish and abuse, and you go, what on earth? Grief, and you think, oh my gosh, enough. I just want to have one of those lives that's got all that peace in it, like I see other people. But those other people, they're at least living one life. The people with a big calling live 10 or more lives in one life. Okay, we are learning lots of lessons fast. So someone might learn one big lesson in their whole life. We're learning hundreds. Okay, we might learn one big lesson each year. Or, you know what I mean? Like, please, it's huge. I understand. It does your head in. It makes you think, oh my gosh, it's got to stop soon. Trust me. When you step up to the calling of God and you fully surrender to your calling, and I mean fully surrender, like when you 100% with every element of your being know that every single thing that has occurred in your life has to be training. It's part of your training to create you to be a God's ambassador, a God's warrior. It's our training. It's our training to actually embody the fruits of the Spirit. Embody the godly fruits of Spirit. Humility, compassion, patience, love, joy, everlasting endurance. There's 9 of them, and I had to learn them off by heart. I don't know them off by heart yet. Trust me, peoples. Trust me. All of our training is for us to embody that. So our default position is to be living Christ. Our default position is to just at all times. Our default is compassionate, kind, loving, humble. Like, we don't even have the ego come in. The ego doesn't even come in. Okay, there's none of that low density way of being. We're just in that high frequency way of being at all times. That is what the training is about, peoples. That's what it's about, because when we're in that place, then we, as with our big calling and our, being God's warriors and God's ambassadors, our voice and our action actually heal the world. Okay? And evil and low frequencies have no power over us. None. Nothing. Okay, so I really hope that you really take that on board, because I am. And it's made me lose so much of my fear. I know there's a cohort of very demonic, evil people trying to do a lot of really nasty, horrible things to me and to the people I love. To me, and for example, the person I love with my heart and soul, my husband, they are out to destroy him because he is also part of this army of God. And he's meant to be by my side. See, he's defaulted on God's journey at the moment because he's supposed to be by my side, cleaving to me as husband, so that he and I together can actually do God's work, you see, in union. So the trio, the husband, wife, and God as a trio, actually, there's a phenomenal amount of power in that, right? The chord of three. So I can read all about you that another time. So the power of three is crucial number. So at the moment, God is doing everything to protect my husband against these really demonic forces trying to take him down, and helping him transcend and move on in his lessons. He's in training, you see, to also be an angel of love. And I have a couple of friends who have been having really hard times with lots and lots of things, and I've said to them, have you considered that you're a chosen one to be part of God's army, to really step up and to do big things? Because if that's the case, please trust me, you need to fully surrender. This trauma that you've got in your life, these dramas that you've got in your life, all these things that seem to be happening that are bringing you down and knocking you out, they're going to continue. They escalate. They get worse and worse and worse. They actually get worse and worse and worse and more intense and more extreme, until the lesson is accepted and learnt, until the surrender occurs. I'll leave it at that, okay? But I really hope that inspires you to feel complete faith that if your life is as intense as what mine has been, the reason is it's all about your training, because you are destined to do big things, okay? We can talk about it. I've been very aware of what it is that I'm destined to do since I was quite young. So I'm very blessed in that, and it's been unwavering. It's never changed. I got the epiphany when I was really young, and it's kept me staying very, very, very firm and true to my path, knowing that that is what I believe my destiny was and still is. So I've got that wonderful, wonderful, wonderful sense of conviction of knowing what my destiny is, my God destiny is, and knowing that I'm getting closer and closer and closer to it being fruition. This library space that you see here, all right, this is my study space. This is my library, peoples. This is the study. This is the library. And not only is this the library and the study, this will also be a therapy space, okay? And this is the front foyer. This is the front door. This is the front door here. So the clients will come through this front door, and then they directly come straight to the left, and there's the therapy space. There's more to be done up the back as well with retreats and various things like that, but that's 1 or 2 or 3 years down the track or longer because of money and time, and I accept that. The rains come back. I accept timing, but this library, peoples, this library is what I've been really determined. It's been hard work because, as I've told you, the windows needed to be rebuilt. The wood was deteriorated. The windows were falling out of the frame. The walls and the skirtings were all out by about 20 centimetres in certain areas. This room has taken a long time because the house had moved forward and down, you see. The house has moved forward and down. So it brought this is an extension. This is not part of the original house. And it wasn't built completely thoroughly. You can see the roof has got cracks in it, okay? That's because the house was going down, front and down, okay? So this room's actually an add-on, and so is this room. But, so yeah, the library and the kitchen. This kitchen is definitely going to be ready for winter, okay? Sorry, that's where I put my rubbish at the moment because the rubbish bin's outside. I know it looks a bit disgusting, but it's not that bad. It's just eggs and, but it's a bit embarrassing, sorry. But anyway, that's on top of my, the beautiful Meta. And that's why we bought one of the reasons why we bought the house was because of this beautiful old Meta stove. and I've got to fix the cement around it, but I've had to fix the walls around it, you know, all of this. I've had to build up. I've actually had to build up this corner. See this corner here? So you can see the wet plaster. I've had to build it up. All that section there, not that, sorry, this section here, above the window and across. I've had to build that up. About half a metre worth. And there was big cracks in the corner over there, huge big cracks. It's just this house. It's like, you know, like it's an old house. And I've just come to realise, like, this is what it's like. It's actually like this, okay? You ready? I'll turn the thing around. See? So everywhere, there's integrity issues with the wall. With the walls everywhere. Okay? See? The whole house is cracking. See that crack there? That crack wasn't there. That crack actually wasn't there when I moved in. That's actually in 16 months. So, yeah. I've got to fix... Oh, sorry, that's not me. That was just me. That was a bad look, wasn't it? That was just me playing with my eyes. Are itchy and sore. It's like that in the bedroom. Every room, the walls need work on. So I've just thought, nope, this is going to take longer than I realised. And that's completely okay. And I don't know if I've given you an update on the bathroom. The bathroom's looking really good, people. It's like, this is going to take me quite a long time, I reckon, before I have... hang on, I'll do a good view. Like, you know, I've got to join this up. Plaster that. You know, plaster's expensive. It's $80 for a tub. You know, I've got to paint strip all that back. Plaster, paint strip, plaster. Fill in, you know, do the mirrors in there, do the tiles in there. And then I've got to, you can see here, I've got a gyprock. I've got a gyprock and... cement sheet. Cement sheet is waterproof. Cement sheet, insulating cement sheet, the shower. I've got a water level. I've got a waterproof and level the floor there. I've got to get 2 glass panels for each side. I've got to chip this out more, and I've got to, you know, level this floor out and tile it. So this bathroom, but I've just thought, if that's a year down the track, so be it, because it's actually functional. It's actually working for me. You know, there's my shower, there's my bath. You know, it's actually working. It's okay. So, you know, there's no pressure with this bathroom now. It's like, it's fine. I just focus on the kitchen, the library. You know, get the deck finalised with the outside stripping and painting, and clean up the thing. You know what I said about this. Right, so I've got to keep doing more paint stripping, and then bring that back to Jarrah, and then clean the corrugated iron, and then, you know, clean the patio floor up again, and then this space will be really lovely. You know, it'll be really, really nice. And so that's happening. The rain's back. Love everyone. Oh, hang on. Sorry about that. I was trying to end it with a nice view, and then I turn around. I'll end it on the rain. Lots of love, everyone. God bless. Speak to you tomorrow. Lots of love, my 369 Thrive Tribe. I really, really, really love you all, and I'm really hoping you're getting a lot from these videos. Remember, and YouTube Live, remember, please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, and or share and or comment. Please be mindful, if you are not aware of how YouTube works, the likes and the subscribes are so important, because that algorithm build up is what actually allows the privileges of what we can. It actually increases our privileges. So don't think that a like is, your like is powerful. It's like a vote. It's like a vote, basically. And it gives, and then after a while, YouTube will monetize me. When I get enough likes for my videos and enough subscriptions, but it's not just subscriptions, it's also the likes. The likes is actually what mostly helped me eventually become monetized. And believe me, I need a lot of, like, I'm really far off from being monetized. And even when I am, it's only a small amount of money, but it's me getting paid for me giving to the community. But it's just going to build up and build up and build up and build up and build up. I'm so excited about the space. But yeah, support me if you feel if this resonates with you. You know, do everything you can to support me, and I'll just keep on bringing on good fodder for us all. And but I'm going to be doing it in a much more like, oh, I'm so excited. That's why this library, I've got the most amazing amount of information in that in archive boxes in that library cupboard that I can't access at the moment. I've got a computer that I can't access at the moment. When all that's set up, oh yeah, it's so exciting. It's like, yeah. That's when my destiny is really unfolding. I'm just like, I feel euphoric about this journey that I'm on. It's really lovely, and I'm really blessed with all the training. It's been a really hard 52 years. It's been a really hard 52 years, okay? And I've got another 50 years ahead of it being abundant and beautiful and loving and supportive and peaceful. It's still challenging. I'm always going to be challenging myself, but it's going to be good challenges, not these painful, the hurt, dramatic, you know, low density training is over. It's over. That stage of my life is over. I've transcended now to the next level. So now my challenges will be, you know, intellectual, how to get my information out, how to be a warrior, an advocate of God. Like it'll be the challenges of actually extending my learning in a godly manner, like what I learned from the Bible, what I learned from community, godly community. So I'll still be challenged, but without trauma. Okay. I'm in training still, always going to be in training. No, sorry, I'm not going to be in training anymore. I'm going to be in mastery mode and refinement mode, and I can't remember what the word is, but anyways, the drama won't be there, the pain won't be there anymore. Now check this out. Okay, God bless. Mwah. God bless. Okay. There's the rain. Woohoo! Oh, look at that blue sky. Isn't that amazing? Blue sky in amongst all of the grey. It's raining and blue sky. Isn't that just stunning? Absolutely stunning, hey? We are blessed. We are blessed. All right. Good night. See you tomorrow.